Good morning, pregame crew. It is Friday, October 29th, 6:25 a.m. Mountain, 8:25 a.m. Eastern. I just had a little technical snafu. Can you please confirm audio visual, please? Hi, Jerome, Patrick, George, Michael, Kalex, Trainman Dan, Topher. Hi, Topher. David, Jorge, Dino, Jason, Night Truck, Mal, Tammy. How are y'all? Are y'all doing good? Hey, Arjali. Awesome. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. I had a blonde moment this morning. My computer just kind of froze on me and then I froze. It's Friday though. We've had a good week, right? You've had a good October, I hope. Let's finish the day. Let's finish the week strong. We have an interesting day ahead of us with Apple and Amazon earnings out the way. We had good news. We had bad news is good news, and we had bad news is bad news with those two. We know how that goes with economic data. Very similar. Hi, Kimosabi. George, Jane, Alnick, VJ, Rich, Ben, Mike, VJ, Shane. Is this your first time here? If so, say hi. We're so glad you're here. You have found yourself at the pregame show. The pregame show, I go over the indices, crypto, commodities, and movers and shakers of the day. And we've got some movers and shakers with the metaverse. Facebook should be very interesting. Vuzi and WIMIVUZI has some type of artificial intelligence meta play, and it's also a Cathie Woods purchase, so watch that one. Some of us got entries this morning, thanks to Dan's heads up on BUZI. Oh, well, thanks, Kevin. I love converts. You had a great trading day yesterday. Awesome. Yep, I do futures, Kimosabi, right here. You can see we have the indices yesterday. I had an RTY trade on live, actually. I put it on right before I went live, but the setup was still valid. So right here, we were live. We were live when price was around 22.57, and I entered around 22.50 something on this daily triple bottom. And then if you took that trade with me live, you got about 534 ticks, or 2.5%, which is a lot on futures. So yes, we trade futures, we go over commodities, and we go over it all. So hopefully you get something out of it. Even if I'm talking about the chart of Timbuktu, if it has an X and a Y axis, we can chart it and we can learn something. Even if we don't trade crypto, we can still learn together. We always find out new information. Hey, Mohammed, good morning. Thank y'all for joining me on this Friday. I will be going over all of these things in just a couple seconds. I'm just getting my bearings. I'll go over one request before I jump to the indices. First request. Okay, we just had some news come out. September personal income and personal spending, that's not a biggie. Let me look at, see if there's any response. No, nothing. That's what I thought. We have a 12-hour EQ. That's the story of the morning, looking for that 12-hour potential higher low relative to 25.43. All right, what is it? GSIT. Squid Game Crypto. Yeah, I heard about the Squid Coin, GSIT. I trade crypto pretty actively as of late. GSIT. I don't know, does this have any metaverse? Okay, they had earnings. That's out the way. On the weekly chart, we have a downtrend. Beautiful candle, though, forming on the weekly. On the daily, we got this double bottom. I'm not going to call that a trend change. It's not enough yet. So we got this lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. So yes, technically a trend change, but let's get a definitive higher low here. And let's put all of this downward action behind us as far as the larger time frames. Shorter term time frames, man, this is thin. Whoa, this is super thin, less than 100,000. I'm going to stop there with this analysis because I don't want anyone trading this that's within my purview, because that is some serious low liquidity. I can look at ETHE. It's 6:30. We need to get started, but I'll go over Ethereum, and it's a much better look at ETHE because ETHE is the ETF for Ethereum, and it has huge premiums. They don't always go hand in hand. ETHE is very dangerous for me, so careful with that one. Let's get started with ES. 12-hour chart. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's on the screen now. I'm going to delete it. You can rewind and screenshot it if you're interested. I promise you the numbers that I have before my EMAs don't amount to a hill of beans. What's most important is you consistently use your EMA. If you use EMA 10.437 EMA and you consistently use it, you'll make money. So if mine's 8 and 21, yours is 12 and 26, tomato, it will still work. Price action is king, queen, prince, and princess. And I'm Chart Gal Lori. Welcome to the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. Speaking of community, we have a thriving community of about 1,017 of my closest friends, and we have all kinds of channels. This is just a snippet. Commodities, we have community, alts, futures. If you like uranium, we have a channel for it. If you like marijuana, not just to smoke it, but even if you don't smoke it, you like to trade it, we have marijuana. We cover psychedelics. We cover it all. And we teach technical analysis. We teach you how to fish. We don't give you the fish. So then you can go and expand your trading potentially as a full-time occupation. If you only do swing trading, we have a channel for that. We have a service for Swing Report and Trader Pro Alerts, the crypto. So what I do every morning is go over the indices, crypto, commodities, movers, and shakers of the day. Let's get started. The story of the day, 12-hour EQ, potential bull flag, holding that 12-hour EMA like a boss. What does like a boss mean? Meaning candle closes above that quick EMA. So remember, my EMA is 8. So the last 8 periods average, if price continues to close over that 8-period average, that shows that relative strength. And of course, 8 EMA is the more recent action, is heavily weighted compared to the prior action, but you get the gist. That we've got some strong price action despite Apple and Amazon earnings miss in quotation marks. So I'm going to delete all this. Now let's get some price action. So we double topped yesterday at 45.90, 45.89.75, support 4543.75. So let's say 4545, then 4543. Yep, Fanky, we love you. You're an old timer. We love you. Okay, and I'm jealous of you with Lake Hamilton House. So Fanky's saying he's been a member of TCG since 2017 and went full-time as a trader this summer. And he is a wonderful contributor to our community. All right, so here's your key levels with ES. We're pulling back a lot more than the bulls would like. I promise you, bears will be sitting here waiting, licking their chops in the 45.89 area should we bounce that high, because they're Mars levels. And when I say Mars levels, it's so clear you can see it from Mars. My little 3-year-old, 4-year-old nephews could figure this out and say, oh, Aunt Lori, 45.89, that's the resistance. When it's that clear, then you see the bears step in. So who's leading this morning? Well, who's not leading is NASDAQ, and that's because of the Apple miss and Amazon miss. And I have some opinions on that. And I say opinions meaning that I don't know that it's that important that I even have an opinion. What's most important, again, is price action. So we have a downward trend, and your resistances are 15661, 15676, 15679, support 15595, 15591. So the white area over here, you see these white levels, those are support and resistances. So if you can't see where my lines are, I get it, just so you can focus on the legend over here. So RTY is the strongest. Did any of you take that triple bottom daily trade yesterday with me? Right there, we had this support here, 2247, 2248, and yesterday we hit 2249. I have very high conviction on trades like that where the level, again, is a Mars level, super, super clear. And those are fun to take because if you get stopped out, it's just a little bitty nick. It's not a full knife wound. It's just a little bitty nick. And those type of trades, even if you have a 30% win rate, you can still make a living doing those types of trades on triple bottoms, triple tops on higher time frames because your stop is so close by. And as long as you let those winners run, you'll make a living. And I exited here at 22.85 right before that resistance on my first contract and second contract at 22.90 area. And I still have that third contract on. So RTY definitely holding us up this morning, then YM, then ES, then NASDAQ. Why is ES close to the bottom with NASDAQ? Because ES is heavily weighted in tech names. YM. Here are your levels. YM is definitely constructive. Constructive meaning look at the 50 RSI. If I don't point it out to you, you should be seeing it on your own, even if I don't point it out. 50 RSI. What is RSI? Relative Strength Index. Above 50 strong, below 50 weak. Keep it simple, stupid. Above 50 strong. So Dow, hourly, we're staying above the 50 RSI. Bulls took that as an opportunity to step in and buy here. So we do have a squeeze on the hourly on YM. RTY, we have a squeeze. NASDAQ, we had a squeeze that fired to the downside. And ES, we have a squeeze that fired to the downside. Why? Because we're heavily weighted in tech. So I want to talk about Apple and Amazon quickly, and then we'll go back to them. So bad news is good news. Y'all know I tell y'all a lot when we have economics data and we have a big, let's say a big jobs miss. That's bad news is good news, meaning, okay, well, the Fed will keep the printing press on and we'll keep interest rates low, so that they'll keep being accommodative and they won't taper. So that's good for the stock market. The Feds will continue to prop it up because bad news is good news. And then we have bad news is bad news. If it's a huge jobs miss, that means our economy is super bad and it's worse than we thought, and these companies could get affected. And then we have bad news is bad news is good news, and good news is good news. So when we have good news, like the jobs, it exceeded. Well, sometimes good news is bad news, and I understand that this is all like, what the hell are you saying, Lord? I'm saying that it can be confusing, but let's just think about what Apple said yesterday. Apple said we have so much demand for our product that we could not accommodate all of our customers because of the supply chain issues. Okay, so they missed because of it, but once those supply chain issues are resolved, whenever that may be, sometime in the future, then that would be good news. Amazon, on the other hand, had bad news is bad news. They have higher costs. They have supply chain issues. They have higher costs, and they got it down. Basically, they're saying everything's more expensive. We're investing more in our employees, and it's going to cost us a lot of money. That's just overall bearish news. Now, Amazon's been beat down more than most tech stocks. Look at this. They've been beat down. So is all of this bad news already priced in? Look at Apple. Apple's had a nice run up. Where did we start the year with Apple? 1 second, right here. We opened at 133. So we are 20% higher on Apple. Amazon, where did we start the year? Right here, we started at 32.72 and we're right back where we started. Okay, so Apple is 20% higher from where we were January 1 to now. Amazon is absolutely flat on the year. Billions and billions and billions of dollar company, and we're right where we started. So maybe all this bad news is priced in. I hope I'm making sense. And if you don't like to hear all this, then say no as I'm talking, because what's most important is price action. So let's get back to it. I just wanted to give you the context of what I was looking at. So again, RTY and Dow look strong. And so we may look to those names like growth names, marijuana names, psychedelic names, EV names should do well or do a little bit better compared to NASDAQ names if NASDAQ continues to weigh on the market. Vixx. Okay, yes, I have LCID on my list. Vixx, this is the drawing from this week. We have been all over this chart. We had this daily EQ that broke bear, and we knew that was very conducive to that inverse head and shoulders forming on SPY. Got a bear flag, broke bear, got a bear flag, broke bear. Okay, now VIX has been getting a little bit more traction with this 4-hour trend change. But now we're back to this strong area of resistance. This is a Mars level right here. 1793. And we're just getting choked up right here at 1778. We have this zone of resistance overhead on this gap up. So VIX is coming into an area of resistance. That could help propel the market forward and get that 12-hour higher low formed. Let me say that again, because I know I sometimes combine a lot of concepts together and I may not be linear. I want to be as linear as possible. ES, we are looking for a potential 12-hour higher low with a potential tiny little bull flag formation. This is healthy, holding that 8 EMA. While the VIX is running into strong resistance overhead, the 12-hour 50 EMA is overhead. So this could be a nice area for SPY to bounce. We gave it up overnight as everyone digested Amazon and Apple earnings, and then they wake up and say, was it really that bad, the Apple earnings? Because man, we have so much business, we can't fulfill it all. And iPhone 13 was not counted in those earnings. So this could be a little bit of a bullish tailwind once we got all the pukage out of our system overnight. Let me drink some coffee as I say pukage. Oh, VIX yesterday, Sincere Almond. I set the level. I mentioned that Dan talked about it in Wednesday's market review, that VIX tends to bounce at like that 37 level. So you can see my alarm right here is where I set right there. Look short on the market and SPY, meaning that VIX likes to bounce in that 34 to 37 area on the daily. So thanks for your question. Bitcoin, we had 4-hour inside bars I had marked up this morning. Well, now we're breaking bull without a lot of follow through because we were a little bit too far from that resistance. Let me show you. Inside bar, and then this inside bar resistance was 61355, and we were $400 away from this level. So now we're kind of pausing here at the 4-hour 50 MA. Overall constructive. This little wick down, man, that shook out a lot of longs. But right now, let's go look at it on the hourly. On the hourly, we're just tightening up on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, we got new all-time highs yesterday. 4406. I just don't know. I mean, $32. I guess if you were a swimmer and you broke your personal record by 0.001 seconds, you would still count it. So I guess we still count this new all-time high. But $32 on a $4,000 instrument, I don't know that that's that big of a victory. But still, we have talked about the self-fulfilling prophecy, about this magnet concept when you get so close to an all-time high and you go break it. And then look at this lower high, how that was a great opportunity to short Ethereum here. Overall, crypto is bullish, and I will be the first to admit I know about next to nothing on metaverse and virtual reality and artificial intelligence and how crypto gets involved in that. But I do know that they're all correlated. So let's see if this Facebook metaverse concept and process propels crypto forward even further. Gold. Okay. Whatever happened with the personal spending, the gold bulls didn't like it. 1783. We just broke that at 1782. Okay, this could be a bottom fish right here, right now. 1782. That's close enough for 1783. Okay, we're breaking a little too bearish now. Never mind. 1776 is your next support. I will watch it on the 1 minute and see if they come in and buy this dip. Okay, see, they're buying it right here. Watch this. I love going to the 15-second. It's just fun. I just want to watch this volume. Look at that big. So we got a vol climax here and they're buying it. This could be a dip buying opportunity. And if you can afford a stop down to 1776, this could be a dip buying opportunity for gold. Gold likes to break bear by $1 or $2 and say psych and then run up. And we're bouncing right here. Resistance is 1793. Okay. Oil. I'm just reading your comments. I try not to get distracted. If you have any questions about what you're looking at, we have the most amazing moderators that are in chat. They are all TCG senior members. They can answer any questions that you may have. They know about my chart setting and they know technical analysis because they're TCG members. They were taught to fish. They weren't given fish, and man, do they work hard for it. Okay, so Oil, we're getting a little bit of a vol climax here. We have the Baker Hughes rig count today at 10:30. You'll have to confirm the time, but if you're trading oil, you always need to know these times. This could be a little bear flag. I'm overall bearish on oil. I've been admitting to y'all that I've been early on that thought. I've shown y'all this XLE chart with this broadening formation here. We're coming up at resistance. Oil explorations, which is oil and nat gas, we are at resistance. I don't like to take swings on Fridays. I like it if there's defined risk, meaning if I were to look at the XOP, I don't want to dirty up this chart. I haven't changed these lines in weeks. I don't want to mess them up now. So I would like to look at XOP 110 puts for December and or January. This has been a high conviction setup for me, and I'm staying with it. I'm staying with this concept. So I will be looking at either. I will probably go XLE because I don't want to get in the way of the XOP, the nat gas bulls, meaning XOP is a combination of nat gas and oil explorers, so it's both together. And if nat gas outperforms oil, which it's just super strong, then I don't want to get caught in the crosshairs of those bulls. So I'd rather do XLE short. So on XLE, I would look at the $60 puts for December or January, and I will be putting those on today. Just want to make a note and remind myself. If you don't have a notebook, buy your trading rig. Why not? I understand that can be a little antiquated and you may want to save paper, but even get your notepad system up, whatever. Take notes. So oil, I am looking short on oil in the short term. We have a weekly bearish engulfing candle that has formed. We just topped out at 83.29, 84.26 is your next resistance support, 81.55 and 80.58. Nat gas. Nat gas, we broke this little support here. We still have, let me delete all of this. I want to make sure that I'm clear. Lower low, higher high. Now where does the higher, okay, that's not it. I told you I was doing better with my mouse this week with my new little mouse pad, but it's not looking like that, is it? So where does the daily higher low get set? We are sitting at the 21 EMA, which is 5627. Excuse me, we're at 5628. The 21 EMA is 552.9. 552.9. I like to put these at the bodies of the candles. Is hourly oversold yet? No, we got oversold and then we bounced, came back. I'm still looking nat gas bullish this morning, and yet I'm bearish on oil. I'm looking for the daily higher low on nat gas, but I am willing to be wrong at all cost. I mean, my husband would tell you different, but I'm willing to be wrong on these technical thesis. 4-hour falling wedge on AAL. Thank you, Dan. So Charting Me and Dan started chart, guys. And when he posts setups that I think are good fit for the pregame, I include them. Why is this a good fit? AAL has great options. It's Friday. It's lotto day. This is a great lotto play because your options are very inexpensive. Amazon, however, unless you have a very large account, and even if you do have a large account, lottos are just an absolute 50-50 dice roll. So you don't want to be playing with Amazon options, even if you have a big account on Fridays for lottos. However, AAL, sure. Apple, sure. Here's your resistance and support for AAL. We have that 4-hour falling wedge. And let me draw it for you just to make sure you see it. So that's when it's like bouncing a ball on the ground and you have this high bounce, and every time it hits the ground, the bounce kind of dribbles. What does that mean psychologically with bears and bulls? That means the bears have control of this chart. We got this. Slam them down. But each time they slam them down, they just get a little less follow through, and then the bulls could step in and take over. So AAL, 4-hour falling wedge. Apple. Bad news is good news. We don't know. Here's your levels. Resistance 14765, 14773, support 14673, 14650. I'm going to tell y'all something that I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate it. Have y'all heard this? I come before you to stand behind you and tell you something I know nothing about. One dark night in the middle of the day, a blind boy came out to play. So back to back facing each other. So that's how I feel right now. Have you ever heard that story when you were a kid? So I'm going to try to tell you something that I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate it. So Apple, what I see on Fridays, they'll say, look up here, we're going bullish. And then they pull it down. Same thing, look down here, we're going bearish. And then they pop it up. It's like that sleight of hand trick that I tell you about where they're like, look over here at the flashy, shiny object. And then they're doing the sleight of hand magic trick. I feel that in my bones with Apple every Friday, that where they try to just snooker in the highest amount of people looking bullish up here. Let's run it. And then they throw it down. So don't get caught up in the psychological part of price action. Ask yourself, are we coming up on a clear resistance? If so, look short. Or are we coming up on a clear support? If so, look long. And always match it up with the market when possible, especially on names like Apple. This is live every day at 8:30 Eastern, Monday through Friday. And we also have 3 live shows per day in our community. And we go over all your requests, and the shows are a lot longer. So if you're interested in this type of coverage and it titillates you, then you may want to join the Chart Guys community. Amazon. Well, isn't that a mess, Lori? Let's start over. Okay. Here's your support and resistance. Watch for the sleight of hand trick. I will personally be watching Apple for a long today. I interpreted bad news as good news on Apple. Give me this 14442 area, even $144. I would love to get long. I will be watching market internals. If you've been in the pregame show or in TCG, you know the tick trick. Don't have time to go over it this morning, but market internals will tell me a lot about what's happening, and not at open. Open is, again, sleight of hand trick. After 20 to 30 minutes of action, then I will be able to figure out what the market internals are based on sustained ticks, advanced decliners, Vixx, dollar. Y'all know the drill. Amazon, here are your levels. If you want a high risk bottom fish, 3250 area, I would like to go long there. I'll have to evaluate. I may do a butterfly to accomplish that so the lottos aren't so expensive. Facebook, I think, has the most promise this morning because of the metaverse announcement. In my head, this just blew Facebook up as far as one of my number one swing holding picks. I want to add this to my kids' accounts and add, and I'm willing to add all the way down to $280 on Facebook. And I mean like a 5% position. I'm not going all in Facebook, but I really like where they're going in this, because what I want in my kids' accounts are disruptors. You know, I like Kroger. Kroger's awesome. If you're 60 years old, please buy all the Kroger in the world. If you're 50 years old, buy all the Kroger in the world. But if your child, like my child's 19, then you want disruptors. You want them to be able to get the benefit of all that innovation. We're really pulling back on NASDAQ now. Really pulling back. 15595 is your next support. And TCGers know to potentially look at buy areas when we dip below psychological levels, or we resistance, we push up into psychological levels. Those can be dip buy opportunities. So watch for that potential flush below 15616. And I would ditch that gold idea. We're coming back a little too hard. Okay, so the Facebook levels are here. Aw. Thank you, honey. My husband never posts. Thank you. My birthday is Sunday, Halloween. So maybe I do have a crystal ball. Thank you, hon. Okay, I just got emotional. Google had great earnings. They consolidated yesterday. This could be another great earnings trade as well. Support 2900, 2892, resistance 2916 and 2924. I can't read the chat anymore because, again, I'm going to cry. Okay, LCID. LCID had this great explosive move yesterday, went sideways overnight. I personally don't see a trade here. Why? The move was here, in my opinion, and then we went sideways. And just like Google, we could pop again today. But see how Google did that? Google had this crazy day and then sideways the second day. Now watch LCID. Pop. Now are we going to go sideways today? So then I feel like it's going to be a premium killer. Here are your levels. Of course, I have zero crystal ball, but here are your levels. 40, 49 resistance is your next 50% retrace level. NUE. NUE with double D's, double daily inside bars. On NUE, those are your levels. And how you play this is if you see a bear break, then you go bear. If you see a bull break, you go bull. And you just have to risk it for the biscuit to see if it'll play out. Nvidia, double D's. Nvidia, you'll see up here is so here are all the names I'm focusing on today for one reason or another. Maybe I already have a trade on them. It's not about this morning's setup, but I have a trade on already. So I'm watching them. Nvidia, I think, is a super volatile trade for the day. And it may just fizzle out and be a big fat nothing burger. I want it to break bull during trade hours. So I want it to come back underneath 249.12, then break bull. And we know our day trade setups, the high of low bar, the stair step. We know our trade setups. Let me go pull that for y'all real quick. I feel like I can't talk about these every day, but when I give you a name like Nvidia, double daily inside bar. Now, Lori, what am I supposed to do with that? Well, here's what you do. High of low bar, stair step, low of high bar, back burner, bull flag, bottom fish, 50 RSI on a 5-minute. Look for equilibriums, look for inside bars, use the strat, correlation trades, double tops, double bottoms. You have to wait for price action to develop and then you take the trade. So we have to wait for an actual trigger. The setup is double daily let me type this out. The setup is double daily inside bars. The trigger is whatever edge we use. Stair step, equilibrium, whatever your style of trading is. Do you wait for oversold bounces, overbought situations? Thank y'all so much for the birthday wishes. I really, really appreciate it. Double daily inside bars, PANW. Double daily. I have a little bit of a bearish bias on this one because we're below the 8 EMA, declining bull volume, elevated bear volume here. So PANW, double daily inside bars, use your trading system to trade it. Jason will be live, I believe, Jason will be live in 2 minutes. Tesla, be careful on Tesla. These bulls are hungry hippos. I think 1100 is a clear short. And if it goes over 1100, then you're clearly wrong. However, we continue to build this squeeze and it's just a lot of buying pressure, just a heck of a lot of buying pressure on Tesla. Anytime they get near the 50 RSI, they buy it. So I think if on a pullback you go long, on a push up to 1100, you try for a short, or you just take it off your watch list and go to Facebook or Nvidia. Those are closer to Queen of the Mountain. Queen of the Mountain, VUZI. VUZI is meta related. We have some smart people in our room. Dan was looking at domains with meta on it yesterday. He's just super smart. 1177 is that key resistance. We're breaking through that now. $12 psychological and then 1224. Vuzi is a Kathy Wood name. Those are your levels. WIMI, meta name. Let me give you more levels. Oh, thank y'all. Y'all are so kind. I use Ichimoku. I have used it in the past. I toggle it on and off here. Hit the like button. You know what? Here's what I want for my birthday. Well, I want two things. I want you to use stop losses on every trade. That's what I want for my birthday for the rest of the year. The second thing that I want for my birthday is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and tell a friend. Bring a friend next week to hang out. All right. So WIMI, here are all your levels. Meta related. X marks the spot. X US Steel announces $300 million stock repurchase program, increases the quarterly dividend from 5 to 5 cents a share from a penny. That's pretty big. That is pretty big. And they are getting some Momo this morning. So here are your resistance and supports on X. All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Hit the like button. And TCGers, I'll see you in the room. Pre-gamers, I'll see you next week. If you're not a member of Chart Guys community, you may want to evaluate that and you want to come hang out with the coolest people around. All right. See y'all next week. TCGers, see you in a few minutes.